release some greenhouse gases. I'm obviously a stranger to online controversy. It's not something I often do. But now, the mainstream press is commenting on the fact that I was informing Greta that my very extensive car collection with internal combustion engines, which run on dead dinosaurs, have an enormous emission profile. And she replied by telling me her own email address.
Yo, what is going on, guys? So let's just jump right into this story here. I don't normally cover stories like this on the internet, but I think it's pretty relevant to our space. So basically, Andrew Tate, who got arrested earlier today, I believe he's out now. It all started basically when he had some internet beef with this woman called Greta Thunberg. Now, a lot of people are going to come out here and say, oh, she's just a kid. As far as I know, this woman is like 20 years of age, and basically Andrew triggered her into a response on Twitter. Now, I don't know when these people are going to learn with this man that the more you get angry at him, the more you complain about him, the bigger his image gets. So honestly, you're just feeding into it at the end of the day. But this woman has got, she did her little response here. And what she did when she responded to Andrew was she insulted his D size. Now, this is a very interesting insult to make, guys, because a lot of people are sticking up for her, saying that she owned Andrew Tate, and it was a fantastic response, all of these different sorts of things. And I just can't help but think to myself, can you guys imagine if the genders were reversed here, right? If Andrew Tate put out a tweet where he was insulting this woman's body parts or doing something along those lines, oh, it'd be up in the air. We'd all be calling him... all the media outlets would be calling him a terrible, evil misogynist, okay? But when it's the other way around, when it is a woman insulting a man, it is perfectly fine. Now, guys, I don't really care either way. I think insults should be allowed to go wherever they want to go on the internet. Okay, I don't care if you're a man and a woman. I think, to be honest, it's all part of the fun. And I don't care because words to me are absolutely harmless. And it doesn't matter what you say on the internet, you're going to attract people who don't like you. So let's jump into this article, and then we're going to take a look at Andrew Tate's response video here. So as we jump in, guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. So it says, Greta Thunberg tells Andrew Tate he has small d energy after he trolls the climate activist. Okay, and again, guys, this is, coming out after the recent story where he got arrested. He got taken out of his home in Bucharest, which happened earlier today. I believe they're out, but we'll see as things progress. It says, Greta Thunberg accused influencer Andrew Tate of having small d energy after he tried to troll the 19... Okay, so she's 19 apparently. Tried to troll the 19-year-old climate activist by bragging about his sports cars. Now, let me say this, okay? If you respond to a dude who, who's trying to troll you and you get emotional, he won. You see what I'm saying? Like, when somebody trolls you in a video game, guys, if you're someone who plays like Call of Duty or anything like that, if you turn around and you get mad at the trolls, all it does is just feed them and make them bigger. So as far as I'm concerned, this is just an absolute marketing win for Tate, whether you love him or hate him. Says the former kickboxer turned internet commentator has faced increasing scrutiny in recent months over his misogynistic statements. Tate tweeted at Thunberg this week listing out his sports cars and their quote-unquote enormous emissions, bragging about wealth being fairly consistent, being a fairly consistent part of the Tate's brand. Tate's comments have previously earned him suspensions from a number of social media platforms. He says, so this is the tweet that pissed her off, basically. He says, hello, at Greta Thunberg. I have 33 cars. My Bugatti has a W16 8-liter quad turbo. My two Ferrari 812 Competizions have 6.5-liter V12s. This is just the start. Tate included an image of him pumping gas. So as you can see, we got the tweet here. And we're going to be jumping into his response video to Greta in a minute. But yeah, as you can see, he posts this thing. He says, please, and then he says, please provide your email address so I can send a complete list, oh goodness, of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions. So clearly just having a joke, having a bit of a jest at her, baiting her into a response. And I'll tell you why, okay? He knows that if Greta responds to this, it is going to be a huge marketing win for him. That's why he does these things. It amazes me that people still don't understand this, because I think, don't quote me on this, but I think that Greta is significantly larger than him on Twitter. Right, so if she responds, she's going to have all the people who are her fans, who are these climate activists, right, who are going to come on over here and get it pissed off at this guy for bragging about his cars. But all it does is give him a bigger image. So on his post, it has 206,000 likes on it. I believe her response or whatever had like 1.5 million or something. But again, I'm pretty sure she has a much larger... at this point in time, anyway, a much larger social media following. Andrew Tate, from my understanding, has been unbanned from Twitter for not very long. Elon Musk unbanned him fairly recently. So, yeah. It says a follow-up tweet included footage of Grunberg's often mocked, heavily dramatic United Nations address on climate change. That footage is cut with clips of Tate flying on private planes and driving sports cars. So... apparently, he also sent this, which I didn't see originally, which is probably just him mocking her some more. So let's take a look at this. All right, let's have a look.
Be up here. You have stolen my dreams. Yet.
Yeah, so it's basically just her mocking her speech and just him putting a bunch of him driving with his cars, basically just trying to provoke a reaction here. It says, Tate, 36, did eventually get a response from Grunberg. On Friday, the activist told Tate he had small d energy. Again, guys, these are the kind of insults, right, that are perfectly appropriate. But if I say anything about a woman's anatomy, I'd be instantly banned. It's like, hell no, you can't say these things about women, but if you say it about a man, it's like, bravo, queen, you're strong and brave, and you absolutely smashed him, and you did a fantastic job. That's the interesting thing about these situations. And like I said, guys, I don't care for insults either way. It's the internet. I could literally get on here, guys, and instead of this video, I could have posted cute puppy dogs, and there'd be some dude in the comments that would roast the dogs and say, hey man, why'd you post these dogs? They look terrible. You know, you can't please everybody, and that's the way the internet goes. I personally would prefer if everyone were allowed to insult each other. It says, yes, please. So this is Greta's response. She says, yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldenergy@getalife.com. And yeah, so hers apparently now is up to 3.2 million. I believe this must be embedded, so it probably updates live. And it has 3.2 million likes. And we'll get into the comments in a second here. But everyone's like clapping, you know, saying that she did a fantastic job, which, you know, I thought it was pretty funny, but like I wouldn't say like she absolutely owned him or anything like that. She said, yes, please do enlighten me, email me, blah, blah, blah. Tate seemed just fine with getting a response to his original troll as he tweeted Thunberg back. He did not, however, echo his offer to create a list of his sports cars for her. And he simply says, how dare you, you know, obviously mocking her thing. I didn't see this. That's actually pretty funny. Now, guys, let's jump into Tate's response video in case you guys wanted to watch this. So after Greta sent her thing and said, you know, you got a small D, and everyone, you know, claps her on and thinks it's fantastic, Tate basically came out here with the response video. So let's take a listen to it goes for 2 minutes. So we'll see what he has to say here.
Some greenhouse gases.
Turn it up a bit.
I'm obviously a stranger to online controversy. It's not something I often do. But now, the mainstream press is commenting on the fact that I was informing Greta that my very extensive car collection with internal combustion engines, which run on dead dinosaurs, have an enormous emission profile. And she replied by telling me her own email address. Greta's email address is, I have small dick energy. Why would that be your own email address, Greta?
So it says here at the top, he says, thank you for confirming via your email address that you have a small thing at Greta Thunberg. The world was curious. And then he releases this video.
Strange. I mean, also, I don't want to assume her gender. It's 50-50, but it is what it is. I'm not actually mad at Greta. Please bring me pizza and make sure that these boxes are not recycled. Thank you. So I'm not actually mad at Greta, right? Because she doesn't realize she's been programmed. She doesn't realize she's a slave of the Matrix.
So the pizza that he just got right now, by the way, a lot of people are speculating that this is the reason why the police were able to to come and raid his house early this morning. People are saying that because of the type of pizza that he got, it's a small chain or a chain specific to Romania, so they knew that he was back in the country from Dubai, and then they raided his house after the fact.
She thinks she's doing good. Someone has sat her down and convinced her to try and convince you to beg your government to tax you into poverty to stop the sun from being hot. And then, because I called her out on it, the global matrix got this bot farm to like and retweet and all this bot commenting to try and pretend that her telling me that she has a small dick in her own email address somehow teaches me a lesson. Welcome to a new episode of The Clown Show. But now I know, at least, that Greta, with a little hate-filled face, bitter, sitting somewhere without the heating on, in the cold, a little hat, shivering, use my tweets, which is going to make my Twitter account far more fun.
Yeah, and that's the end of the video. So, guys, this is what I'm talking about, right? Where if somebody's obviously trolling you, the worst thing that you can do is, respond and take it seriously or anything like that. Like, just respond, because look how happy this man is that he has just now gotten so much more free media attention, free press. The insult doesn't seem to concern him, to be honest, right? And it's just absolutely amazing to me how this happens. Now, check this out. If we go into the responses here, I'm not really familiar with Twitter, but if we go into the responses here, you can basically just see a whole bunch of people who are triggered at him. Look at this guy. This is the first. I don't know who these people are, by the way. George here says, "This is just sad. Just fold, my man. Just fold and beg forgiveness." I love how these people are pretending like Greta's like it was a pretty okay response, I guess, right? But they're like acting as though her response was like the biggest roast in the world. And again, guys, I want to say this, okay? Again, imagine if the roles were reversed insofar as genders, okay? And Tate came out here and he said he insulted or made a negative comment about any part of a woman's anatomy, right? But again, guys, like, it's perfectly okay when it's the other way around. You have all these people clapping her on the back. So George here obviously thinks this video is just sad. He folded like a box. Bob here says, "You had 10 hours to think about it, and it was, I know you are, but what am I? It was the best you could come up with. Take the L, dude. In prison, he's going to take a different letter of the alphabet." So we still don't know much information about what's going on with his arrest earlier today. "You are so not mad that you posted and then edited this, perhaps even entertained. What are you going to do with all your ears now that you're in jail, champ?" Again, I don't think he's in jail. I think they released him earlier today. If anyone wants to comment who's seeing this in the future, at the time of recording this, I believe that's all the information we have. I was thinking the same. Thanks for saving me. Golden meme. Blah blah blah. And you have all these people kind of look at this. This guy says he's dying laughing. And this is all just like entertainment at the end of the day, guys. It amazes me how so many people on Twitter just take this crap so damn seriously, okay? They get on here, they get mad at him, and they're like, "Oh, how dare he say this," or "He's bullying a little girl." Which, by the way, guys, I mentioned this in the last video, but have you guys noticed how, like, people in society will say, "Oh, she's just a victim, she's just a child, why are you bullying her when she's 19 or 20 years old?" But it's like, she's an adult. You see what I'm saying, guys? Where, like, people will say, okay, women are children when it suits them, but other times they're strong and independent ladies. It's very interesting how that works. But guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, guys, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. I thought this whole thing was pretty funny, to be honest. What do you guys think of the whole situation? Let us know down below. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. We will be covering any future stuff that kind of happens here. And as always, guys, make sure that you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.